Honoring military heroes for their contributions to Nigeria's peace and preservation.
The African Union ambassador to the United States speaks out on President Donald Trump's derogatory remarks about immigrants.
Giving Ugandan street kids a chance to fight poverty with art. Africa 54 starts right now.
And thanks for tuning into the show that goes around the continent to bring you stories near and far. I'm Joker Rogers at Channels Television here in Lagos. I'm joined by my colleague Vincent Makori at the Voice of America in Washington.
Well, thanks a lot, Joker and Vincent Makori at our global headquarters in Washington, D.C. Happy to be with you again on another edition of Africa 54. Now, we begin today's program with a moment to honor Nigeria's military heroes, and Joker Rogers in Lagos bring you that story.
Nigeria, like many other countries, marks the Armed Forces Remembrance Day annually to honor veterans for their contribution to the nation's security and unity. This year's commemoration presents an opportunity to remember the sacrifice of the heroes who paid with their lives while showing support for serving soldiers. Take a look.
The statue of the unknown soldier stands tall, symbolizing combatants who paid the ultimate price while serving their country. The pain and memories of battles fought by the gallant soldiers home and abroad, most notably World War I, World War II, and the Nigerian Civil War may fade over time, but the sacrifices of the heroes remain unforgettable. As is customary during the commemoration of the Armed Forces Remembrance Day across the nation, government leaders, serving and retired military personnel, and royal fathers honor the dead with a ceremonial laying of wreath, release of pigeons signifying peace, a 21-gun salute, and inspection of the Guard of Honor, among others. It is also a time to look into the welfare of retired servicemen, as well as families of the fallen heroes. In some of the states, medical outreaches are part of the event.
The armed forces have put in place a number of welfare measures to take care of these people, one of which is actually education of the children. We know that the breadwinners are gone. I know that the spouses that they left behind don't carry all the burden. The armed forces are put in place. Well, the federal government, you know, is our father and mother. Through the leadership of the armed forces, they are put in place welfare programs to take care of these people left behind by these gallant heroes.
And while governments consider better ways to improve the welfare of the servicemen and their families, those concerned believe beyond welfare packages, ex-servicemen have more to offer even after retirement.
You can use the ex-servicemen in so many ways. One of it is grassroots intelligence gathering initiative. These people, you have made use of them, you've trained them, and they've served the armed forces for barely 35 years. They have the experience, they have the knowledge, and you retire them and dump them. Why can't the government make use of them in terms of intelligence gathering, grassroots intelligence gathering initiative?
Nigerian armed forces have been involved in several peacekeeping operations both in Africa and internationally, placing the country's military among the highly rated forces on the continent and in the world.
A recent major military action by the armed forces is the fight against Boko Haram terrorists around the Lake Chad basin close to Nigeria's northeast region. Working with security forces of affected neighboring countries, including Cameroon, the activities of the terrorists have been downgraded. Meanwhile, in the southwest and northwest regions of Cameroon, the Anglophone crisis has led to some violence, with fears of it escalating still. Well, joining us to discuss the situation is Hans Honghoop, Central Africa Senior Analyst at International Crisis Group. He joins us from Nairobi, Kenya. Welcome to the program. Now, what has led to the level of dissent among Cameroon's English-speaking population, and what is fueling this conflict?
The crisis in the Cameroonian English-speaking region, northwest and southwest, is a combination of several factors. The first factor is a perceived feeling of political marginalization since more than 50 years. Another factor is social injustice. And the third factor is the erosion of the Anglo-Saxon legacy and culture, most importantly, the educational system and also the common law in the English-speaking region that was prevailing during the federal time period of Cameroon between 1961 and 1972. But these long-lasting issues that every Cameroonian knows has reemerged violently very recently. Why? Because some lawyers and teachers have raised concern with the francophonization of the educational system. The fact that people who do not speak English were sent as teachers in the Anglophone part of Cameroon. The fact that magistrates and lawyers who were not trained in common law were appointed in tribunals in Anglophone and courts in Anglophone part of Cameroon. But the heavy-handed response of the government of Cameroon has contributed to radicalize the position to the point that the population has backed the demonstrators and have decided that it has to become a political crisis. Now the secessionist movement, which used to be a very small movement in the history of Cameroon, is more and more growing and has taken the leadership of the demonstration and the discontent within the Anglophone region.
Do you see this snowballing into an armed insurgency as feared by many?
Yes, definitely. There is a risk of having an armed insurrection being formed in the two regions, two Anglophone regions, two Cameroonian Anglophone regions. From the time being, there is an incipient insurgency formed by very, very small rebel militias whose total number is not more than 100. And they are not well equipped and they are trying very small attacks against light military or gendarmerie or police barracks. And this is the tactic that they have tried so far. But they are not in the position to lead and build a real armed movement that will, let us say, gather hundreds or thousands of people, not because they lack the people who can join the movement, but because they lack funds, they lack equipment, and more importantly, they don't have a culture of war. They have not been trained as military or as soldiers. So the risk now is to having Cameroon continuing with a situation of very slight attacks against military position, as it is the case since November 2017, with more than 20 soldiers killed in 15 separated small attacks.
There are calls from the Cameroonian government to consider peaceful and inclusive dialogue with leaders of the Anglophone regions to resolve the challenges. How viable is this option, considering the region has gone as far of declaring independence?
The problem is the two parts perceive differently the dialogue. From the Cameroonian government, dialogue is to be focused only on cooperative demands. So that means how do we better improve the educational system of the Anglophone region or the common law there. Why for the Anglophone part now it's become a political issue. They want the dialogue to be focused on the form of the state. If not secession, at least federalism or decentralization. So these are the differences between the two parties now. And from what I've seen, it is not likely that in the coming month, what the Anglophones are expecting, that means a kind of conference gathering the representative of the Francophone and the Anglophone will happen. We will still continue with this heavy-handed military response, and in response to that, the very small rebel militia launching small attacks against the military barrack, the gendarmerie barrack, and the police barrack.
Hans Hangop, Central Africa Senior Analyst at International Crisis Group, thank you for joining us today on Africa 54.
Want to know what you think about Africa 54 and the stories we cover? Join the conversation on Facebook. The address is Africa 54, and check out our headlines 24/7 on voaafrica.com. Now coming up, empowering youth in Delta State. Much needed supplies and resources go to help young entrepreneurs stay away from violence.